Hello friends, this is our online tuition classes. Welcome back to the tutorials. So today what we are going to see, we are going to play a game of chess, a new type of chess. Okay, we have only three chessmen here. One is the other is and the last one is, or the third is the. So you have to make the right move, and the chess board is what you see here. This is a fantasy. You see, fantasy means an unreal story. It's not a real story, but unreal. All the stories are unreal, but this is purely unreal, we can say. See, only imagination, nothing else more. Okay, here we go. Now, first I will read the story. After reading the story, you have to move A and the to the right places. And if you do it, say 100%, of course it is all right, all the places you are making the right move, that means it is A plus, otherwise A minus and things like that. Okay, so grading. Let's begin. First I will read the story for you, the fantasy. Boy was standing near Nile. He saw fish. Boy grew anxious. He jumped into river. A goddess appeared. Sun was shining. In sunlight, water in river looked like ripples of silver. From somewhere, umbrella fell on boy and goddess. Umbrella began to speak. Water in river will soon turn red, so get out of here. Goddess disappeared. Boy stood helpless. He remembered days he spent in university. He was student in Department of Physics. He was a devotee of Sri Rama. Simple, I can follow this. He used to read Ramayana every day. Days of his campus life came alive to him. Trees there, Kilimanjaro mountains, Sim valleys, blah blah lake, and gardens. How he used to eat breakfast late in morning. How he used to play cricket all evening, how he spoke English all day, slept all night, how he used to go to office of principal, how when he was sick he was taken to hospital, how his friends went with him to hospital, how when he recovered he was brought back to college to continue his studies. He remembered his admiration for French, Chinese and Italians. He was fond of gold from France, milk from China and cheese from Italy. Evening shadows fell on him. Goddess appeared and saved him. So this is the fantasy. Now the fantasy is, of course, is cooked up by me, and for the sole purpose of teaching you, or what I must say, if you don't want that big word teaching, just to make you familiar with, friends with the three chessmen, that is A and the. You know, A and they are indefinite articles, means or with count singular nouns you use A and A, or an A with words singular count nouns beginning with consonant sounds and singular count nouns beginning with vowel sounds. As for example, we say a tree, an umbrella, a university, an onion, an onion, a one-eyed man, an Indian, a European, an American, like that. Very simple. Now, the is the definite article. It itself tells you, definite means when something is specific. When you know something is something specifically, then you can point out, or instead, when you can say that or this. See, instead of the, if you remove the, instead of that, if you can put that or this in its place, such situations you use the definite article the. A near native proficiency and efficiency, or a like the natives we can say. Why not? Why near native? Like the natives. So I have been taking classes now, about 25 or 30 classes now. Now this is the time for exercising. Exercising. So I have given you many exercises, 3 different forms of exercises. 1 test frame exercises, 2 generating sentences. In the last class we saw. I will give you a word, you have to make, I have given a word, you have to make sentences with or without, or with and without, or you can say alternative. See, so for example with silver, or you can say iron. That is the substance. With names of substances you use the when it is specific. For example, general we don't use. For example, we say iron is a hard metal, but when we say the iron that you are using in this shop is soft iron, hard iron. So when you say the iron used in this shop, that means specific. You are speaking about not any iron, but this particular iron. I said, now that is the general rule, so to say. And then from that you have got different other explanations there is all. So the core of the use of the is this. What? That is, if you know something, if you have got a knowledge of it, prior knowledge of it, then you should use the. Otherwise, you should not use the. Or if you have a specific knowledge about this, then you should use the, otherwise not. Or if you are particularizing something, you should use the, otherwise not. Now look at this fantasy, this story here. Then you can see how we are going to move our adjustment and make the story a beautiful one. Okay? So let's begin. So it's a boy was standing near Nile. Now this is a count noun. Boy is a count noun. It begins with the consonant sound. It is singular, so you have to say a boy. A boy was standing near river with names of rivers, canals, valleys, mountain ranges and so on. You use the, because you are supposed to have prior knowledge of this. That's the point. You have a specific knowledge about this. So, or you can say this is, when you say river Nile, one of its kind in the world. So one of its kind in the world. So you have to use the. Understand? So it's a boy was standing near the Nile, because Nile is the name of a river. He saw fish. So that is count noun, singular. Begins with the consonant. So he saw a fish. See that? Now boy grew anxious. It means now you know, you have specific knowledge about this boy, because you have already used this. Now you know this is the boy, that boy, this boy. You can point out. Therefore you should use the. The boy grew. See, the boy grew anxious. He jumped into river. So river, canal and some natural features you have to use the. So he jumped into the river. A goddess appeared. A goddess appeared. Sun was shining. Sun. You know, you have prior knowledge about the sun. Specific knowledge about the sun. Or that is one of its kind in the world. And so you have to use the. He said the sun was shining. In sunlight, water in river looked like ripples of silver. The water in river looked like ripples of silver. So you have got sunlight. So again you know you have got prior knowledge about, therefore you should say in the sunlight, the water, in the river, because this is specific, not any water, in the river. So the sun, in the sunlight, the water in the river, not any water, this specific water in the river looked like ripples of silver. From somewhere, see, count noun, singular, beginning with vowel, umbrella. So, from somewhere, an umbrella fell on, you know the boy, so the boy and the goddess. Because both you have prior knowledge. You have got prior knowledge of, because in this story, in this situation, you have got prior knowledge of boy and so the. Again umbrella. So this time it is, you have prior knowledge of it. Specific of this umbrella. So you can say the umbrella began to speak. Water in a river. So you have to use the water. The water in the river will soon turn red. So get out of here. So that is these are the words of the umbrella. The umbrella is speaking. This fantasy. And then the goddess appeared. Disappear. Gods can appear. Goddesses can appear or disappear. The goddess, because this particular goddess, or we say second use now, we say. Again, boy stood the boy. This is the particular boy. He remembered days he spent in university. He remembered not any days, but the days. He has got prior knowledge of that. So he remembered the days he spent in the university. Because we know, university, institutions, college and so on, in a office, departments, government department, municipal departments and so on, you have to use the. Because you have got prior knowledge of it, university. Or you can say one of its kind, or you can say that the way, prior knowledge is the best example, best consideration here. Or we can say the reason why. Yes, days he spent in the university, not any university, a particular university. He was student A, because singular noun, singular noun begins with the consonant. He was a student in, see, the department of physics. So department you have to use the, isn't it? In that, because you have prior knowledge of that. It is there. You see, it is not a temporary thing, it's a permanent thing. So you know about it, prior knowledge. And he was a devotee of Sri Ram. He was a devotee of Sri Ram, Department of Physics. So far all right. The movements are perfectly all right. We are going to win this game of chess. You understand? Are you following? So if you have to have a full knowledge of or understanding of what I am now telling you, you should go back and start, attempt, or you should browse my videos. You should see my videos in my channel, tutorials, online tutorials 1, 2. It will continue like this. So far it is 31, and so it will continue 32, 33 like that. So it's personalized tuition, personalized. So if you have got any doubt, you can just inform me. Take my video and write it there, your comments. Sir, I don't understand this, please explain. Then definitely I will do that for you. Free, absolutely free of cost. Understand? And this also is a platform, free platform, anybody can get in and enjoy. Okay. So far it's alright, I think. Because this is the summary of what I have been doing from my tutorials from class 1 to class 31. Yes. He used to read Ramayana every day. So one of its kind in the world, the Ramayana. Or you have got the prior knowledge, that is the thing. Prior knowledge, I think that's the best clue where you should use the definite article thing. Prior knowledge is there. Because it is understood. When I say the trees on the campus, you have knowledge about the trees on the campus. But specific, those trees. Not the trees in the silent valley, but on the campus. So here it is. Days of his campus life came alive to him. So now what happened is that he has a fantasy. The whole story is a fantasy. Now we are going to fantasy within fantasy. That is the thing. Now days of his campus life came alive to him. Trees, that means the trees. Those trees are known to him. The Kilimanjaro mountains. So mountain ranges we use the. Because we have the prior knowledge of it, that's the thing. When you see, just think of that, the logic behind is this. You have prior knowledge of those mountain ranges. If not you particularly, but the people know it, something known to people. Kilimanjaro mountains, the Sim Sim lake. So you use the before lakes, names of lakes, and Sim Sim as well as valleys, mountains, valleys, then blah blah lake, the blah blah lake, and the gardens. Because these gardens, the boy has got prior knowledge. Not any garden, this garden, campus garden. The gardens, how he used to eat breakfast late in the morning. You remember, no? In the morning, the evening, the afternoon, and so on. Divisions of time of the day. So in the morning, and how he used to play cricket all the evening, how he spoke English all day, all night. You don't use the. That is an idiomatic use, we can say, or special use. How he spoke English all day, not all the day. See, and slept all night. Slept all night, not all the night, not all the night. How he used to go to the office. We know somebody goes to work, but somebody goes to the office of the principal, because you know that is prior knowledge, not any principle, the principle. How when he was sick, he was taken to hospital. Here now the why? Because purpose for which the hospital, the building is. This for looking after the sick. But next time we can say how his friends went with him to the hospital. So the patient went to hospital, but his friends went to the hospital, accompanying him. Because here it is the building, but in the former case, it is the function. How, just as I told you, remember when we were doing those tutorials, the student went to school, his father went to the school. Like that, the purpose and so on. And how when he recovered, he was brought back to the college, the college, to continue his studies. He remembered his admiration for, you remember now, French, Italian and so on. Now when these words stand for the people of a country, you have to use the. So it's admiration for the French and the Chinese, the Italians. See, he was fond of gold from France. So the gold, not any gold, but the gold imported from France. The milk from, names of substances, the milk from China, and the cheese from Italy. So names of substances, particularly. With Italian cheese, you have prior knowledge. Chinese milk, you have prior knowledge. See, that is the point. Or you can say the milk from. So that is specific, particular. See that. So you have a Chinese from Italy. Sorry, the cheese from Italy. Evening shadows fell on him. Goddess appeared. The goddess. That means second time you are using appeared and saved him. Saved him. So there you go. So you have this fantasy, or you can call it a game of chess with the a and. It's a summary. This is a passage, so to say. So you can see why in certain places use a, why in certain places and, why in certain places the. Always remember, once again I am going to sum up the whole thing. A and, they are indefinite articles. Indefinite means not sure. That means general. See, for when I say a boy, I cannot say which boy. But if I say the boy, I can say which one. See, the boy sitting there, the boy talking there, means as particular boy. But I will say a boy, please stand up. Again, anybody again. But on the other hand, the boy talking, stand up. That means particular. And a and both means the same, thing, but the difference is and is used before words beginning with vowel sound. Vowel sounds and not vowel letters. Once again I want to say A, E, I, O, U, these are vowel letters. In English you have got 20 vowel sounds. So like that's why we say a one night, a European, a university. But a ear, but on the other hand we say an umbrella, an onion, see, an idiot, an idiosyncratic, an idiot, an enemy, an eagle, see. And again you can see, it is for ease of pronunciation. You are using and before vowels for making things easier for you to pronounce. See, a enemy, which is better, a enemy or an enemy, a enemy or an enemy. So that is the logic behind it. A eagle or an eagle. See, which is easier, a eagle, an eagle. A aeroplane, an aeroplane. This is easier. Language is always like that. Language goes for ease of pronunciation. It is the characteristic of human languages. But when you have got suppose two roads, one is a long route, the other is a shortcut. Which one will you take? You take the shortcut. They are like that here also, in this case also. So it is easy to say an eagle, an idiot, an egg, an onion, see, an onion, an egg. If you say a egg, see, it's difficult. And the same with the an ear, difficult, a ear. I think now that is clear. Now the general rule about the is this. If you have prior knowledge about a thing, it need not be your knowledge, but knowledge in general. See, you have prior knowledge about sun, moon, Bible, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Tirukural. You have prior knowledge about it. So you say the Tirukural, the Ramayana, the Bible, like that. See? So that's all. That's simple. You can see, you go through this fantasy and then you will see that. So I am leaving it for you to take down if you want to. Those of you who want to take down, you can take down. So I am leaving it here for say about 2 or 3 minutes. You can otherwise also do it. Why should I leave it like that? No, not necessary. I think you can pause and then write down, pause and write down, and so on. That's enough, isn't it? All right. So all the best. I think with this different types of now, what I would ask you to do is, I would like you to do is, you also create such fantasies of your own and see why should I use the here, why I should not use the here, why should I use and here, why should I use and there. Then you become perfect, so to say. You get a thorough knowledge of these articles. Because many cases what we find that students make mistakes in this field, in this area of grammar, that is articles. Understand? So bye, have a nice time, enjoy your life. We will have more tutorials in the coming days. I hope that you are enjoying. If you are enjoying and if it is useful, you should share this with your friends. In school now, schools are going to open. You have got the school grammar and +2 grammar plus college grammar. You can see this right from small letter, capital letter to your direct and indirect speech, active, passive, then question making, WH questions, then what is auxiliary questions, auxiliaries, main verb, different forms of verb. The entire grammar has been done here for you. Now what I am going to do is, the theory has already been given. Now what I am going to do in this tutorial is taking part by section by section, and once again I will explain, and also I will be giving plenty of exercises for you so that you get a firm idea or you get a thorough knowledge of what we are going to do. So this area I am going to leave. If anybody wants me to repeat any of this, that is A and the, you can take a video and then comment. You can write on the comment line, sir, please repeat this part. Now some of these students are doing it. They are sending me the comments saying that your explanation of adverbial clause of reason, we understood very well, but the adverbial, your explanation of the conditional clauses, we didn't follow. So please do it again. So I am doing it. See? So you can ask me, because after what is this? It's my mission to give some classes and tutorials to my students, the future generation of students, so that they get a thorough knowledge of English grammar. English grammar, understand? Is that all right? So fine. See you again with another section of grammar theory, and then also followed by number of exercises, variety of exercises. So here you have got 3 varieties I have given. One is test frames, second generating sentences, and third you have got generating a story. See, so these things you can also do. These are I think this will be of help you. Just write out a fantasy. See that just suppose you have gone to heaven, or you have gone, so that's creativity also. It's a kind of creativity also. Alright, see you fine again. So once again, bye.